Welcome to the In Regulation podcast, sponsored by In Reg Apparel, performance golf apparel that isn't boring. If you like the In Regulation podcast, don't forget to always follow, rate, and review. And now, the In Regulation podcast with your hosts, the owners of In Reg Apparel, Chris Ulmer and Mike Tulio. Welcome to week 2 of the In Regulation podcast with Chris Ulmer and Mike Tulio. We are actually graced by the presence of Chris this week. He's feeling better. He's with us. Chris, welcome, and happy that you could make it this week.
Good day, good evening. Sorry, everyone. I think Mike did a fantastic job on podcast number 1, and we're going to get better.
Just trying to fill some time. I promised everybody we'd have a podcast out on Monday, so we had to do something, right?
Just well, hopefully so you all 2 are better than 1.
That's right. So this is episode 2 of the In Regulation podcast. There's a lot of good stuff to unpack this week. We are obviously going to get to what we're drinking, and we're going to get to the Scottish Open. And the Open starts this week as well as we roll into the new week. So we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. That said, just a quick reminder, like we do this on a Sunday evening. The two of us get together because usually that's when most of the golf tournaments wrap up, so that we can talk about that while it's fresh, and also so that it's quiet around our houses. So, so anyway,
not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
That's right. Well, let's start by doing, one of the things that we both kind of enjoy doing. That's having a pour. So whatever that be, what are you drinking tonight, Chris? Let's start with you.
Well, unfortunately, apparently, I've already beat you to the punch, and I've already poured my beverage. However, I am enjoying, in a nice golf glass, a Macallan 12 Scotch.
Very nice.
In commemoration of the Scottish Open completion today.
That's a good call.
And how about you, sir?
Well, because I don't have any Scotch, I'm going to go with the same bullet bourbon I was drinking last week because I still have plenty of this to drink.
And that's never a bad choice.
You can't go wrong.
Hear that sound.
With that. Gotta love that cork sound on the microphone. I think it's so cool. So we'll pour it out here. Even though Chris broke the rules, he didn't know. It's okay, everybody. He'll get.
I will follow the rules.
He'll be all right next time. It's all right.
Yes.
We'll get this right, folks.
It's new podcast jitters.
Listening. So let's dig right into what happened today, the Scottish Open. Yeah. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on Chris got her up, right? Chris
got her up and got her to the finish line.
Right? Yeah, he got her up there. Sure did.
First off,
battled out Rory down the stretch.
Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone watching.
Ding.
Cheers to everybody checking us out.
We'll have to insert the ding sound later. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. And I know you like the 12 too.
I do like Macallan 12 year. That is a really good Scotch. In fact, I like the 12 better than the 18.
Right there with you.
Yeah.
I believe they squeezed a 15 in there, but 12 is still my primo choice.
A couple of weeks ago, I was at the liquor store here, and I saw Macallan 25 for sale, and they had it in a glass case. And I think I sent you a picture of it, Chris, and it was like $2,300. And I'm like, my goodness.
Break glass in case of an emergency. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Man, that's a
we'll get there.
Hefty. We will get there. Hopefully one day.
Someday we'll share that with everyone online.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Not that they will be able to partake. We will share it with them.
We'll share as we're drinking it. We'll share with you what we're drinking.
With whatever your choice of drink.
That's right.
Is. That's correct.
So so Chris got her up, taking down Rory McIlroy of all people.
Yeah, I didn't see Goddard up holding it to the end. I didn't. because Rory was making some strong moves. The putts were falling. He looked confident.
Yeah,
You don't always see that from him. Uh, some errant hits, but he held it tight. And I actually thought, and I don't know if you saw it too, but in the when they were turning their scorecards in, I saw a little video. Rory next to got her up, and he was patting him on the shoulder and telling him, "You did a great job." Like,
nice.
that's some very good sportsmanship. Yeah, it's good to see. Because Rory has had a couple of fall aparts previously.
Yeah, today wasn't one of those days though where I think he missed, some of those putts that he thought he should make or anything like that. I mean, he didn't take full advantage of opportunities going down the stretch. In fact, I heard one of the announcers say as they were wrapping up and right before Goddard made the last putt that, Rory didn't make a birdie since like hole 8 or something. So he struggled a little, in the latter half of the final round and just couldn't capitalize on some stuff. So, that's what wins tournaments though. You got to do that. And kudos to Goddard for keeping it together, man. Like he did a nice
Yeah,
job. Did you watch him talk in the end? Did you see his post round interview at
his
all?
post win interview with
Yeah.
Mhm. He
It
was
was nice. I mean,
pretty
it
humbled. Yes,
clearly, yeah, it clearly meant a lot to him and good for him. I mean, look, I love to
second
see
tour win,
people
I
do that.
believe,
Yeah, it's only his second tour win. So,
and now he gets
good
to
for
go
him.
next week.
Yes, see if he can do the double, right? That would be something, then people will really start to talk about Chris Goddard.
Back
But
to back. That would be quite impressive.
let's I'm gonna go just kind of look at the leaderboard here, see where some other notables finished. We had actually Matt Fitzpatrick had a great day today. Did you see he finished 12 under, just a couple back?
Top five.
Justin Rose had a good day. Gotti somehow managed kind of was mad at himself for 3 days and then managed to shoot 3 under today and somehow get his name in the top 10.
And Xander.
Yeah. Yeah, and Schauffele, who was really kind of struggling, especially the first day. He was kind of muddling around the whole, missing putts and hanging around the cut line.
Yeah.
Um,
Oberg was playing strong and then just kind of,
yeah. We're going to have to dedicate a
fizzled
whole
away a bit.
episode to Ludwig Oberg, I think. We need an Oberg episode because the guy has all the
You
tools.
know what kind of beverage would go well with that? Bond.
Oban, the Scotch.
Scotch for
Yeah.
Oberg.
Not a huge fan of Oban Scotch, but yeah, all right.
Well, I've had some good ones, but there are better.
Well,
But yeah, Wyndham Clark was up there too. And,
yeah.
They
Clark was up there.
kudos to got her up.
Yeah,
Pulled it to
kudos to
the
got her
finish
up
line.
to pull it off. Adam Scott, he was kind of hanging around for a little bit, but couldn't really put it together.
6 under, finished 6 under.
It was nice that that this tournament had a lot of big names in it, though. It was really cool to watch this tournament. I really enjoyed watching it. You know what else is going to be cool? Getting up at 3 a.m. to watch the Open.
The Open. Yeah. Let's see if we can live stream
Set your
on that.
alarms
See
now,
how many
folks.
people are awake. Yeah.
That's right. We'll see if you're
Let's
ready to
try
go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bed at 7. I don't know about you, but
For those enthusiasts, you just do it. I mean, in this day and age, obviously everything
I'm
DVR'd
going to bed before my kids. That's what I'm
and
going
on
to do.
demand. And, age has its downfall.
It really does. So, Chris, let's talk about, before we move on to the next subject, let's talk about our company a little bit and let people know what we do. In case you don't know, the In Regulation podcast is sponsored by InReg. That is our golf company, InReg Apparel, that Chris and I started about a year ago. And I gave you all a little bit of the story on the last show, but I wanted to let Chris kind of have a moment to talk about some of the stuff that we've done and talk behind it. And so, it's been a fun ride getting it off the ground. We'd like to have it a little higher off the ground than it is, but it's still off the ground, and it's been really neat. So
yeah, I mean, things take time. and we understand that. We are actively doing just trying to become a better daily name that's thrown around. Um, both Michael and myself quite enjoy golf and are fans of the sport. Um, I the entire landscape of attire is changing daily. You see that in any of the tournaments that are played, from Ricky Fowler camo top to bottom to you also have
Can we
play
talk about
collar.
Jason Day for a minute with the Malbon, right?
Yes.
Jason Day, golf
So,
fits
and you know what? I
that
appreciate that. I think people go not only to see a player at a tournament, they go to see who they are, not just necessarily what they are or how they're playing. And your attire says something about you. It really does. You can go in as Larry David guy. I just saw a snippet of him playing on another in a golf
terrible
tournament.
swing, but yeah.
He was camo top to bottom. I think his putter was camo.
I think he had like some cutoff shorts or something, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's fine, and you got to be you, and I think that's what we're trying to be, to let the best come out of the.
Agreed.
And finally, I'm at the age of saying, screw it, let's take this step, and
yeah,
I am more than happy to bring my best buddy. The old neighbors right here in front of you.
That's right. We used to live next to each other, and we would have been able to do this in person years ago.
Yes.
But
However,
now we live about an hour
in the way, and we
Yeah.
can do it from anywhere in the world. But we are not that far away. We'll be getting together on Thursday, actually, to play
We
some
will.
live streaming.
It's on our live stream
And
schedule.
that
By
is
the
on
way,
this gentleman's birthday. So
that is the big 5-0, folks. So
I've already hit that. So yeah, but welcome to the club.
Thanks. Yeah, so we're going out golfing on this Thursday, by the way. And if you don't follow us, please do on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You can find our live stream schedule. I go out a couple of days a week. I was doing a running gig, and then the running gig to me, it wasn't golf content. It was cool, right? But it wasn't really golf content. So I thought, hey, I'm going to bring people golf content. We're a golf company. That's what we should do. So I decided to go to the range, and we call it Coffee and Tea because we're on the tee. So that was Chris's idea, and it was great. So yeah, please follow us and watch our live streams. Especially if you're an early riser, you're getting ready for work, you want to watch me hit balls on the range and chat with people for about a half an hour. I do that at about, I don't know, 7-ish in the morning, a couple of days a week. There is a schedule. Like I said, I will post the schedule weekly, just in case I'm on vacation or something comes up. We're kind of doing it at a week-to-week basis, but the schedule is out there as of tonight. So anyway.
Greg is a passion of both of ours, and that is why we're here. So this is another extension of us to bring a podcast and talk about the daily or the events. Most likely we'll stick with golf. I'm going to guess we're going to go off and do every once in a while and throw some other stuff.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff. Check us out, inregapparel.com. Inregapparel.com. Thank you. Let's dive back into the open field. I actually pulled it up here. If you guys see me looking up, if those of you that can watch the video, if you see me looking up, I have a monitor up above me because I've got like a million desks in this office. So I'm squeezing 10 pounds of bologna into a 1 pound bag here. So anyway, so I'm looking through the open field, and a lot of notables in there. And I think it's funny. If you look today, they don't even have Chris Gotterup's picture in there. It's just says Chris Gotterup. So if you look that up.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the open.com/field. I can share my screen so you can actually see it if you like.
Okay. I just wanted to try to get up on there too, because I was doing my own search, but
you guys can actually see it. Now I don't have to look up. So yeah, there's Gotterup. He's not there. He is brand new, and he's not there. So, but a lot of good players in this field. You know, I do see some of the LIV folks in here, so that's good. You know, rounding out the field. Tom Hoagie made the Open, huh? Good for him. Let's see, who else do we have? That's boy, a lot of good ones in here, folks. Chris Kirk, Siwoo Kim. So take a look at the field. It's a good field. It should be a really good. Hey, look at that, Justin Leonard. Justin Leonard's going to play the Open. Good for Justin Leonard.
Absolutely.
There's Rory and Phil Morikawa. So lots of good players in the field. This is going to be a good one. Royal Portrush is where it is this year in Ireland. So that
back-to-back Ireland.
Yeah. So cool. JT. Man, can JT get some consistency or what? Right?
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
He has JT. Not proven that he can. It's almost like that. You know, like the other week when I was really pulling for Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleetwood. Oh man, that's a hard.
He was just right there to finally grasp his thing. I think the guy's got a great game, and he just and it's hanging. Can't get that. Can't get that trophy on his.
He's won what? He's won DP World Tour events. I think he's won some other stuff.
Won tournaments, but
the guy knows how to win. I can't believe he missed that putt, man. Not for nothing though. I mean, look, that sucked, but that was a miraculous shot by Keegan Bradley to hit that thing stiff like he did.
Agreed. And you know what? I mean, in that particular tournament, you couldn't go wrong with either winner. They both deserved.
Mm-hmm.
They really did. I just was pulling a little bit further for Tommy just for his first. You know.
You know, that would have been nice. Keegan has a few. I like Keegan though. I do. I'm excited about him being the captain of the Ryder Cup team. What are your thoughts on that, Chris?
Which is a full swing. There was quite controversy with all that years ago, but hopefully the pages turned and everybody's moving forward.
But, we're going to dig into more Ryder Cup stuff as we get a little closer to the Ryder Cup, folks. Obviously, we're probably a little over a month away from the selections after the BMW, so we'll dig in over the next month and talk about it, and then we'll have some more fun to talk about it. That is close to our home turf. The Ryder Cup's at Bethpage this year, which is, I don't know, 2 hours probably. That's out there on Long Island.
Yeah, so it's probably about 2 hours
on Long Island. So,
speaking of winning, really quick, I just wanted to throw the text that I sent you earlier today. Now, again, this is just shooting.
Hold on, I gotta look.
This is shooting off a little off the path, but it's still golf related. That Jimmy Rollins, from Philly, fantastic gentleman, hit a hole-in-one to win a $325,000 boat.
Yes, he won that Mastercraft ski boat. That thing was awesome. He tried to climb in it, but that didn't work so well.
$325,000 boat. I mean, obviously the Genesis. I saw there was this past weekend there was a hole-in-one, and you won the car. All right, so what are you talking, 60? Okay, but 25 a boat. That was pretty sweet looking. So I got to give it up to. That was, I think, his first hole-in-one in his career.
Yeah, he said it was, or they said it was. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen the footage of Jimmy Rollins holing out that hole-in-one, it was a great shot, by the way. He pulled it back and everything, and it went in. That was a beautiful shot.
It spun back right to the hole.
Yeah, spun it back right in.
Anyhow, but sorry, I threw off the path because of winners, and it just threw me in. But it was still golf related. See, I told you.
All good.
Never know what you get with me.
Listen, really, we're gonna, we should just apologize up front, Chris, because we're just two friends having a conversation and talking about golf, which we would do anyway, even if we didn't have a podcast.
Exactly. And it just happens to be, it's in a public manner that we're going to publish.
Sometimes when we talk about topics for this show, we start to have the conversation and we got to stop. We got to have this conversation in like a natural form when we talk about it, because we'll start to have the conversation just naturally. And then we're like, wait, that's a podcast topic. We got to stop. So
Yeah, and you know what? We could probably go on for hours. It's just that conversation seems to fly very very smoothly with us. But
yeah.
anyhow, you were talking about the field of the Open.
Yeah. Anyway, just kind of wanted to preview the field for the Open next week. Talk about a couple of guys right now. Here's one. Can Goddard back it up? Can he play the same that he did? He played really, really well all week long. I mean, shoot, he broke the course record or tied it or something, 61.
I think it's a lot
61.
I think that's a lot of good golf to back up. It's very difficult. Obviously, these guys are professionals, but it's very difficult to repeat multiple handfuls of anomalies. Scotty being one. I think he cannot stand if he's not a winner. He isn't even at least in the chase on Sunday.
Yeah.
But the field is so different now. It's so many new names that are coming out of the woodwork. Just got her up. I mean, got her up and got it down for the win.
Yeah.
So I mean,
up and down for the win, right?
I hope he has a good. I hope he has a good showing next week. At least doesn't, so he stays on the radar.
Yeah, I mean, he seems
His
like a
game
cool,
was
humble
very
dude.
solid.
Yeah,
and it was quite interesting. If you ever saw it, if you watch him, obviously you did watch, but when he's driving the ball and it's off the tee box, he never even closes his club.
Oh, really?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't Velcro his club.
It's open.
It's
I did not notice that. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
The commentators even made a huge comment about it too. Like I was like, wow, that is something. I thought that's the boo boo for this particular box, and he's like, no, I guess that's just the thing he does.
Wow, that would drive me nuts. I feel like the baseball players, they just unwrap and wrap and unwrap and wrap.
Timeout. I got to pull it.
Timeout. I got to redo my gloves and adjust things, and yeah. So
cutting off my circulation quite yet.
Right. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I hope he has a good show. I hope he has a good showing this week. I hope there's going to be a lot of good players. I mean,
there are. So let's talk about that just real quick before we move on to one of our final topics. Is who do you like for the Open Championship? Let's do this. Why don't we do this? Here would be a fun one. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is a little off too, but why don't we each pick who we think is like kind of a favorite to win, and then we'll each pick a dark horse and see how we do come next week, and we can revisit it.
I mean, ever since I started watching, and the guy's been phenomenal. I think you're gonna know who I'm gonna say. He wasn't quite there, but he still was top 10 this weekend.
You picking Scotty?
I mean, I don't know who can't not pick him at least in the top 5. What?
I said it's hard to bet against Scotty. It really is.
It is. It is very difficult.
All right. We'll come back to the dark horse. I'm gonna go Oberg for my winner. Dude, we were just talking about this, and Chris and I, by the way, we're gonna do give Oberg some love and probably do like a whole Oberg episode, because we're trying to figure out how the guy can be so good and just not win everything. Because he's so smooth, he seems so even keeled. But I think he was kind of up and down a little bit this week, but I think 2 weeks in links golf, maybe he's got a shot. So I'm going Oberg.
So I do want to give a shout out.
Okay.
Congratulations to Jordan Speed, his new baby.
That's right. Yeah, they did have a baby.
I'm guessing he will not be.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's see. Is he in the field?
And he was throw the field on the screen. If you don't, he's been a favorite of mine for quite a long time. I think he's a great guy. He's just not. It's been a disappointment to watch him not materialize.
Man. He has been struggling through injury, through you name it. I mean, just yow. I kind of feel bad for the guy. You could tell his head is, man, that number 12 at Augusta absolutely destroyed it, like ruined his whole career. Like, I mean, my goodness. I know he won something very shortly after that, but that whole seemed to be the downward spiral. Like, you know what though? I'll say this about Spieth. I always felt like Spieth was on the edge of either winning the tournament or like hitting, or going like Roy McAvoy. Like, like when you watch him play, doesn't that seem like kind of like he's kind of like that, right? Like ball, and him and Michael are yelling at each other, right? Him and Michael Greller are like, "No, give me the damn ball," like
Right. Yeah, I feel I get a little tin cup attitude out of him of I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I think he's probably the one in his play in here, and
yeah,
that and we all know with this game up here is the biggest thing that can destroy you. So um, you got to let the last shot be the last shot and look for the next shot. That's just not easy to do. And I can't imagine with the amount of money that's on the plate for these guys that bring home. Um, one putt can cost them $100,000 easily. That's insane.
yeah.
Now, Spawn
is he your dark horse? Are you picking Spieth to come out of having a kid and win the tournament?
I'm not. I think I think that just adds way too much more into his head.
I would agree with that. I think that's a tough call.
I think I'd love for him to be in the top 10. I don't see it, fortunately. Now,
boy, it's a tough one.
I'm not gonna say Spawn. I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, he didn't look so great this week. I don't know. I don't want to like make a broad statement like JJ Spawn had his moment in the sun, but
no, I don't want to say that either. But
because I don't think that's fair. I think that he could certainly come back and play really, really well. And I don't think the Open is going to be where he does that. But I also, if he would ask me, is JJ Spawn going to win the U.S. Open? I would have said absolutely not. So
I think maybe I would go. I'm going to pick my. I don't even know if it would be considered a dark horse. Might be a dusk horse. It is a possibility. I'm going to go for Kawa. I think he can put something together. It's just a matter of getting it pulled for 4 days.
I got to write these down. We're not going to remember this stuff.
We can always look at our podcast and remember what we said.
We can go back. It's not like it's not documented, but you picked Scheffler and then Morikawa. I can never spell Colin Morikawa's name right, by the way.
Yeah,
I spell it wrong like every damn time. And then me, who'd I pick? Oberg, right? Can I just say something? Look at this. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna call out the Open for just a moment. You can't put the circle over the A in Oberg's name. Come on, Open Championship.
Yeah, you can't do that, but you can put the A in parentheses after Cameron Adams for him.
Well, because he's an amateur, yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, okay, that would probably
come on. What is this, amateur hour?
What is that circle over the A called? What's the actual name?
I don't know.
It's not a.
Don't ask me questions I can't answer, and on the podcast, and I'm going to have to Google and look like a moron.
Yeah, I know. Well, thought you just do a quick Google here. No.
Somebody in the comments will tell us how dumb we are and what it's called. So rest assured, we will get roasted for not knowing what that's called. So
we're just going to call it. We're going to call it a degree sign.
All right, yeah. It turns an A to an O. How about that? It's an A to an O circle.
All right, dark horse time, Mike.
All right, so I'm kind of back and forth between a couple of folks. And one of those people is Adam Scott.
Scroll it really fast.
I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick Adam Scott as my dark horse. It's kind of a dark horse, I guess, but
he was hanging tight 2 weeks ago.
He's had some good. He's playing some good golf lately. He's right there. The guy knows what it takes to win a major. He didn't play all that bad this week. I don't know. And I'm going to secretly hope that Patrick Reed gets lost in the ocean in between Ireland and Scotland. That's all I'm going to say about Patrick.
Between the going from this course to the next week, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he just won't show up. to make
Yeah.
everybody's life better.
Nothing
I,
catastrophic. Just
it's
ends up on
such
the wrong.
a
Just ends up on the wrong island.
yeah. Whatever happens, he's not
Definitely
there.
not.
I don't want physical harm to come to anybody, but if he didn't
Definitely not.
show up, I'd be okay with it. And if
Yeah.
he could just not be there, I'm all right with that.
Kind
Like
of
whenever
ruined his
Patrick
rep.
Reed's name is at the top of the leaderboard, I'm like, please don't let that d bag win. Like he just comes
Yeah,
off
just
as like a guy I'd want to like crack right in the face.
he's not a guy I would want to share a scout.
No, I wouldn't. You know, there's a lot of guys on tour that I think would be a great hang. He doesn't fall into
Yeah,
that category.
I would let him
I'm really
pay for
sorry
it, and then I would probably
if
walk
somehow
away.
this makes it back to Patrick Reed and you're secretly a good dude. Prove us wrong. So,
Absolutely.
but
Yes.
you have been outwardly a d bag so much that I don't believe that that would be true. So,
Yeah, I think the rapid Twitter poll would prove in our favor.
right? Tell me about it. We don't do Twitter polls, but we can do an
Uh,
Instagram poll.
some kind of
Nobody
poll.
pays
Yeah.
attention to it. So there we go. Wyndham Clark in there. He's been playing some good golf lately too. Even after he kicked in all the stuff at Oakmont, that was a d bag move. I don't think he's totally a d bag, but that was totally a d bag move.
No, I hey, we're all human at the end of the day, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so we all have emotions. We all have different ways of. These guys are in the public spotlight, have to handle everything with kid
Yeah,
gloves, and it's just not.
it's true. It's true. Here's one of the things though. I know. So this is really off on a tangent, but I know Wyndham Clark had talked about mental health uh, previously, like before he won the U.S. Open, and then a lot after because he talked about losing his mom and how that affected him and all that stuff. Um, and in that tournament, I thought when I watched him win that U.S. Open, I thought he did such a nice job of keeping his emotions in check that whole round, especially the final day. And then he didn't let it out until he sank that last putt when he let out that big yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but I thought his apology, and maybe he would have thought it was like an excuse or something. I don't know, but I think it would have been a good opportunity for him to discuss some of those mental health things that that he talked about previously. Like, hey, look, dude, I effed up, right? I made a big mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I defaced, a very nice country club. I'm sorry. He kind of came off like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. We're not going to talk about it. You know,
yeah. I had an excuse, but so we're moving them on me.
I just thought his
I mean,
apology was a little weak. Like,
mental health is absolutely a problem in today's society anywhere. Now, amplify that into a sport that is all that is in a lot of mental capacity to
yeah,
play and get.
absolutely.
You have to have obviously you have to have swing, you have strokes. There's athletic ability there, but this sport of all, I think, is so mental because one stroke kills you.
Yeah,
And it's not
it's
basketball where you miss a shot. It's not
yeah. It's not baseball where you got
on
162
baseball where
games
you
to figure it
swing and
out,
you
right?
got to strike. Yeah, so later. So it
It
is.
is a mental sport. You're out there. I mean, you've got your caddy. I know a lot of people. Like you'll hear Jordan Spieth and Scotty and some other top players be like, "Oh, we," right? They say "we" a lot because they're talking about them and their caddy and their team. I'm going to stop sharing now if that's okay. Kind of forgot that I was. So it's but it's you're out there. Ultimately, you're the player that has to get the shot right. You're the player that has to make the right call. You know, um, and when you don't do it right, it weighs on you. And it's a tough sport, man. It is not an easy sport to play. Not that any sport is easy to play at a professional level, but I mean,
Oh
golf
no.
is golf is effing hard.
And I will say, if you have you have very little zero natural ability for golf, it ain't gonna work. I mean, like you gotta have some kind of swing or some kind of a coordination to be able to like take
It
that little
helps.
stick, swing it, and hit that little ball, and not take
Yeah.
5 yards of ground with it. So there, it is definitely mental, and I appreciate that, as we always do when we're on the course. And we either hit a good one, and sometimes that releases the pressure, or we hit a bad one, and the pressure's on for the next shot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I think the caddies probably do a lot more therapy on the course too than we even
They
know
do.
about.
They absolutely do.
So kudos to them, and I do hope that they get paid for what they do, because they probably ground and keep players in the game that will not be in the game on their own.
Absolutely.
So
If you guys never listen to it, and I very rarely will plug somebody else's stuff, but there's a great series out there. Oh, and now it's been probably a year since I listened to it, but there was a podcast series that came out, and it was with Steve Williams talking about all the 13 majors that he walked the bag with Tiger. And he talks about all of that, and it's super duper interesting. And I know Steve and Tiger had their issues, but Steve speaks extremely highly of Tiger and talks about how he does things that nobody had ever done on the course. And he'd win a tournament, he'd win a major, and he'd be like, "What's the next major? It's the Open, right? Or it's whatever." He did not give a shit about um prize money or anything. Steve Williams tells a story
it
of, he
was
said,
winning.
"Hey, he wanted to win. He just wanted the trophy. He wanted the majors. He wanted Jack's record." And that's a mental capacity that a lot of people can't find. And
Block
he
everything
said
else out, and it's about the W. Yeah.
he was talking about, I guess at the end of the tournament, there always used to be a board where you could look and see how much money you made. He said he never once saw Tiger look at what his prize money was. He just asked him what the next tournament was. And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Pretty killer, yeah. I mean,
So look,
eventually,
you
very
can hate
shortly
Tiger,
he
you can
didn't
like
have to.
Tiger.
Well, very
Right.
shortly into his career, he didn't have to worry about it. I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
right.
that's the
Nike
biggest thing.
paid him a lot of money. So,
Well, that's the biggest thing with these caddies, is they have to deal with these celebrities that have this ego. And
yeah,
I don't have a problem with an ego as long as you check it when you need to. But
right.
the ego is, I'm going to win this. I'm going to go out there, and this is mine.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting in the way. And
I
he
got to tell
was
you, I know there's a lot
named.
of, yeah,
He was given the name that he should have had.
yeah,
He was a tiger,
agreed.
and he just
He
went
was a
out and
Tiger.
got it. I think it's great to have a new. I think it's
Sorry.
great to have a new
That was my
beginning.
glass on the microphone, everybody. Just so y'all know, I was trying to take a drink and I bonked my glass on my mic.
I think it's great to
Those of
have a
you that are
lot of
watching
new.
on video will see that, but for those of you in podcast, Apple Podcast land, yeah, that was that.
But I think it's great with all the new names, the new blood. You've got some younger ones coming. It's almost like you're really close to a transition, because
Yeah,
some of the guys that you and I grew up with are now starting to hit, and they're going to be moving on to the senior tour. Like, I mean, that we idolized, and it's sad to say, and obviously,
yeah, it is.
coming up on
It's
Thursday,
true.
but that's reality. But it's really cool to see some of this new blood, and as in Reg, we are in full support of any young youth getting into golf, and
Yeah,
we're trying to support organizations around to do that, trying to help kids look the part of their playing the game. And so we're actively doing that as well. And we try to donate, which is a big part of our lives as well, where Mike and I to donate to people, to give them the opportunity that they deserve.
yeah,
So just seeing new people coming into the tour, and is exciting.
it really is. It's
Got her up.
exciting.
I don't
Got
know
her up.
that I don't know that how many months ago I would have even been able to tell you his name.
I know I had heard it before, but yeah, I agree. It's
I think
nice
we're
to
just
see
saying got
some.
her up in a different relation, different way. But anyhow,
It's not that kind of podcast, Chris.
family friendly. Okay, that will be
It's sort of
edited out.
family
And
friendly. Listen, on this podcast, if you see it's got the E next to it, because on occasion we're going to let, the 4-letter word fly, but we'll try to keep it close. I don't know.
been clean. You've cussed a couple times. I tried.
Well, what do you want
Hey,
me to do?
hey, sometimes it just demands a cuss word. Damn it.
All right. Our last topic for this call is the one that's going to get people cussing. Let's talk about LIV. Let the
Mother.
F-bombs fly. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, can you believe that? Mother.
Yeah, right.
Um,
All right, look. Love or hate LIV. Let's just put that aside. Let's be Switzerland for a moment, okay? LIV has applied to be included in the official World Golf Rankings. They got turned down in 2023. I'm really curious to see the comment section on this one because LIV seems to be like a trigger for people.
live is love or hate. There's no middle.
It really is. It's
I think
like,
it is.
oh, those MFers, right? Or it's like, I love LIV. They're great. You guys don't know what you're missing. There's club music and, they're way shorts and, they only play 3 days and those guys make hundreds of millions of dollars. So I'm kind of on the fence. I've tried to watch some LIV events and I really can't get into it. I don't know what it is about it, but it just is uninteresting to me. I don't know if it's, I know most of the players, but
Yeah,
I'm
they
back and
started in the
forth on they
PGA.
should be, I don't know, man. They don't play all the holes. They only play 3 days instead of 4. I can't, I don't know.
All right,
I don't
so
know if I'm on board for that.
here's my take. Live came into existence with you know Shark started it, managing everything out there.
He's out. They
Yeah,
booted him. They
I
booted the
know, but
Shark.
I'm saying back.
No, yeah, right.
It came into existence because there's a catastrophic flaw with PGA, and
Mm-hmm.
that is the people that are drawing the crowds aren't getting paid unless they produce on the course and win. And I see that, and I can appreciate that. And if you look at every other sport, the entire world, people are getting paid before they play for people to pay insane amount of money to go to games and watch them. Golf is a different sport. It is very difficult. You have to walk with the players. When you go watch a guy from playing teeing off from first to 18, the PGA screwed up, I think, and they really had an opportunity to probably not bring live into them, but almost change the nature of the beast for the PGA so that everybody wouldn't have defected to the dollars.
Yeah,
Because that's why everybody ran.
that's a
It
good
was
point.
just throwing money left and right.
Wow.
And I think you can't tell me the PGA does not have money. Look at some of the persons that are there. Now, I know that these guys are getting guaranteed money and live and playing less and playing in shorts, playing in the Copacabana with music pumping in the back or whatever.
The house music that's
That's not
thumping in the
golf to
background.
me.
Yeah.
That's that's it's a term you like to use. Frat boy golf. I mean, like you're rolling down the course and you're jamming your box and the music and all that stuff. But I don't mind listening to music, but I think there's still an etiquette to the game that should stand. So I vote no. I think they got it right 2 years ago, and I think they should say no again. Like you made a choice to go follow dollars. So what do you care about the world rankings? Just because you want to be a name back on the board?
Right. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you too. Um, I think the happy medium is to allow the live players to play in some PGA events and get their OWGR ratings from that. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can take every other tour, the DP World Tour, the you know, every tour that takes into account for um official world
Your
golf rankings,
rankings.
which could probably use a slight overhaul in some ways, but that aside, right, takes into account it's a 4-day tournament. And I hate to harp on that, the fact that they only play the 3 days, but they only play 3 days. They don't play everybody else has to do something that they're not doing. And to me, that is not fair to the other players who work their game and work hard to play a 4-day tournament where there's cuts and where there's all this other stuff that the live golfers don't necessarily deal with. And they have the weird team format, which I totally don't understand. So I'm not even going to try and talk about it. So I don't understand the team thing. I don't understand how it works. I don't pay enough attention to live, so I apologize
Apparently,
for
there's a team first, but then there's also an individual
yeah, like if
first.
one wins, they all win, sort of thing. I don't know. They get a
Yeah, but
participant trophy and a whole lot of money.
yeah,
Whatever.
there's no
So look,
losers
I'm
here.
sorry. We have a podcast. I don't understand it. Sue me. Um, but the fact of the matter remains is that what they're doing, even though they're playing all around the world, they're playing in they honestly play in some really cool places. But I don't believe that what they do garners an official world golf ranking. Now, look, the players that come and play in the tournaments, like Bryson and some of the other guys that manage to get themselves into some of the majors and stuff, I mean, yeah, they're going to get world ranking points. Some of them finish high enough in those tournaments that they actually manage to get into certain tournaments. But I don't know.
So I feel like I think if they play in some of the tournaments, I think there should be a minimum amount of tournaments they have to play in for world rankings to be able to be applicable. Because you can't just show up in one and try to swoop it and get out or just cherry pick. Like people still like these guys playing and live. They still popular. Um, except
Right.
Bryson,
I like Bryson
Brooks.
DeChambeau. He's fun to watch.
Bryson's coming a long way. I was not
Brooks
a
seems
fan.
like a D bag, but
This particular year, I've seen a turn in Bryson, and he's acknowledging the fans. I think he's grasping the concept more of
he turned a corner.
who's putting food on his table, and
Yeah,
he appreciates it, and that's big
he
to me
turned a corner
because
that was really
people don't
cool
do.
to watch.
Yeah, and
Because
most
he
people don't
was
do that.
awkward and weird, and people didn't understand him, and he had a weird swing, and he still does. But
Yeah,
he
that looks like the
smashes
most
the
uncomfortable
ball.
thing in my entire world. I mean,
I don't understand how he
it
does
looks
that
like
like
he's like
straight arm thing.
he's paralyzed and he can't move, so he just like kind of shuffles. But yeah,
Yeah, I
hey, it
know
works for him.
it's really
He's got
strange to
some
watch,
science
but it
behind
works.
it. Yeah, his the Shambo science, whatever he wants to do, okay.
Yeah,
But
the Shambo science.
but yeah, anyhow, like I feel like those people still have a place in the PGA, but I don't blame them for running to the money because some of these guys just weren't making it, and they weren't making the 10, they weren't making the top 20, and yeah, they weren't making their money, but they still like the game. So somebody comes and throws $1 zillion at you and says, you got to do half the work. Why don't you come here and it's guaranteed money? I don't blame them for saying, okay. That's where I
Look,
think
I have
that
nothing against the guys taking a paycheck.
yeah, and that's where I think
That
the
is
PGA screwed up. I
that
think
is not
there's
what I'm. Well, they kind of tried to correct that, and look, they can thank Liv for the way they do it now, where when you draw like a Tiger Woods or a Rory McIlroy, where they draw a big amount of people, they get an extra amount of money.
yeah. There has
It's
been
kind of like
change.
guaranteed
I
money
don't think
because
it's
if
enough
Tiger
yet.
Woods shows up, he's drawing a bunch of people.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think it's enough yet, but
I would agree.
yeah, I mean, eventually, I think I'm just saying when this all this shit hit the fan a couple years ago with all that stuff, PGA, David and Goliath, and they're going at each other. There was an opportunity there to get something that's going to work, and like
Right.
PGA, I mean, Liv didn't really care because Liv had what it was going to do what it was going to do. So I don't know. I still won't know, but I can see an exception if you have some mandatory minimum participation that they could count points if you're in
Yeah.
five tournaments during the year or whatever. Because, like you said, these PGA players are playing 4 solid days, and that's 4 solid days of regulation play. That doesn't count the 2 3 days that they're there ahead of time playing rounds.
Right.
This is a career. This is not just for fun for these guys.
And not to mention the grind that some of those players that aren't the top players go through. Right. I'm not talking your Rorys and your Scotties and those guys, right? I'm talking about the guys that are grinding it out every week and
Monopoly.
keeping themselves in the FedEx Cup standings and in the
Sander never quite
OWGR.
makes it. He's hanging on. Like he's one of I like him, but he just it's just very Spieth. We talked about it. There's some great guys and great
Yeah.
potential, great golf out there, but it's putting it all together, and that makes a career. I mean, these obviously we're not even talking endorsements. That's a whole other ball of wax.
We're not talking what?
Because
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
whole other ball of wax.
It is a whole other ball
But
of
if you
wax.
just look straight at the purse money for these guys that they're playing these tournaments, and okay, so last place shows up, and last place comes in and takes 10 grand home. That probably didn't cover expenses for him to get there for the
No.
tournament. They're behind 8 ball, and the poor caddy doesn't get spot.
Nope.
So
do you think they give him one of those Happy Gilmore checks? Give me my check for my $6 grand.
Let me put it back.
The really
back seat
big
of my
check.
car.
That guy got one.
Yeah, I mean, one of our actual, we both like him, but can't understand his whole concept of his thought process is Joel Damon.
Oh yeah, you gotta love Joel Damon, but at the same time,
yeah, it's just yeah.
Dude can't get out of his own way, man.
Caddy had to move on because it just mentally, Joel wasn't. I don't even know if it's focus. It's like I don't give a fuck, man. It's crazy.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think,
not for nothing, Joel. I know you signed a deal with some apparel company, but we would love to see you in some in-reg gear one of these days.
Absolutely,
we love you.
Yeah, no, I think he's got great potential. He just is like,
and you can come on this podcast and have a drink with us. We love you, Joel Damon.
We'll send you a bottle to crack open. Yeah.
We don't give a shit if you win a tournament or don't win a tournament. You are welcome on this podcast.
Which is another thing about golf is it's about integrity and respect. So we do respect everybody going out there grinding in a professional manner, and some days are envious that we have to do our regular jobs and can't be out there daily. But I couldn't do it. I don't think physically and mentally I could do it. It is a grind.
It's hard. It's hard. You got to hit a lot of golf balls and work with your swing coach and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, for anybody who says they're not an athlete or it's not a job, well, you go do it. I want to see you do it.
And just say, okay, I'm going to take this 7-iron. I'm going to hit it 204 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And have it measured, and you're within 3 yards of that, whatever you call it. That's damn good.
Yeah. You think about the amount of good golfers that we've played golf with, or you or I have played golf with over our lives, that you watch them hit the ball, and it's on another level from the way you and I hit the ball, and don't have a snowball's chance in hell of making the tour. And can go out and shoot close to par any day of the week, but they can't shoot 63.
Yeah, we got some great players. And it's just, I think there comes a level, as I said, where you have to have some kind of inherent ability for it. And if you could put the time into it, we know some great golfers that could actually make it. But they don't have it to be able to just devote to just golf every day. I mean, making it today is not easy. So on that note, you should probably spend some money at in-reg apparel and look the part.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Episode 2, I apologize for being premature on my bottle opening. Clarify
you get
on
it right
my
next time,
opening.
man. God.
I will not be premature next week.
All right, you and your premature pouring. So, I don't know what I'm going to drink next week, but I got to tell you, this bullet was pretty good going down for this whole entire podcast. I kind of milked it for the whole time. I really enjoyed it. So listen, folks, thank you for spending some time with us today. I know this was a long one, but
thank you.
Hey, listen, get to inregapparel.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. I said Twitter. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget to catch our live streams and hit up inregapparel.com. All right. And buy a shirt, buy a t-shirt, buy one of our performance polos. You're going to love them, I promise. And
we've got a lot more merch coming out.
We got some stuff coming.
We're working on stuff.
Yep, it's going to be great. We're really excited to bring you guys some new products as well, and share those with you. If you are local to the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania area, we're going to be doing some local events and playing in some tournaments, and you'll be able to see and touch our stuff in person. We've got some really great charities. I'm sorry, our apparel in person. My apologies.
Things we sell. Yeah, sorry.
That that didn't come out right. Oh man, that's good. It's a good thing we can edit stuff. Anyway, so yeah,
some stuff's good left in.
We are going to be doing some local stuff here. We've got Battling for Brian, which is on the 26th of July. We're going to be out at that tournament.
Morgan
Hill in Easton, Pennsylvania. We've got the Wilson Borough.
Or is that Shepherd?
No, that's Riverview.
Okay.
It's an Easton.
I don't know. See, there's so many on the board. I got to write them down. I got to keep the list of
Riverview, and then we've got the Lions tournament, which that's actually an I-Corps
one. The Emmaus Lions Club.
Yep.
Again, and then, we try to support our local agencies.
Yep. And in September, we've got the Freedom First Dog Rescue tournament that we're playing in and supporting. That is at Twin Lakes Golf Club in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Yeah. So, and there'll be some others as well. And we're hoping at some point here to get some guests on too from some of our local clubs and some of the people that we partner with here. So anyway, yeah, don't forget to check us out. Follow us on all the socials. Come to our live streams. Comment on and tell us what you'd like us to talk about. We're happy to talk about it. I think that's it, Chris. I think we got there. We made it.
Great. That was a great.
Cheers.
Great
I got
show.
like a little bit of watered down bourbon left.
I've got like a drip left.
All right. Well, we're going to drink it.
Left. Cheers.
Cheers to you, sir. And we'll see you all on the next one. Have a great one.